Energy Queensland's problem was that we were facing potentially being shut out of some forestry areas that we'd historically harvested poles from in New South Wales. That's still an ongoing thing we're working through, and so looking for alternative products to be able to maintain our pole replacement program. Our network is ageing obviously, and we've got over 1 million poles that we've got to replace, so we need the product to be able to do that. Because it was a trial, we've spread them out over a really significant area of the state just to make sure they're going to be suitable for one, but even more so just to expose as many people as we could to the product itself. So we targeted it initially in the southwest area because it's close to where I am and close to where Wagners is as well, with some really proactive crews out there who are open-minded to products, really keen to explore the fibre pole potential. They're also some of our busiest crews pole replacement wise, so replacing over 1,000 poles a year. So the idea of getting something in their hands when they replace so many poles on the daily to be able to establish whether or not it was better than what we currently use made a lot of sense to us. And it also, as we realised the benefits in efficiency as part of that, it helped them actually do their day-to-day job and save some time and effort. So that was really positive. What we've done beyond that point in relation to the trial, we've sent poles all the way up north, including into some of our remote areas. We even flew some in under helicopters and things during recent cyclone events to have them pre-positioned for having to lose some poles due to cyclone damage and things as well. So just continue to explore the potential with them and possibilities. We found we didn't have to change too much at all. They fit into the way we currently operate, which was a really good outcome for us and a really positive part of the initial trial, I suppose, and was really well accepted by the crews and also the industrial partners. The weight of them is obviously an enormous advantage. Our field crews work all across Queensland, so there's obviously some very varied terrain in amongst that, and even the conditions in the same terrain varies depending on the weather. So the ability to travel over the top of soft sand and not get bogged with fibre poles on the back of the truck rather than get bogged with timber poles on there, that's going to save us a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of digging trucks out of sand and mud holes over the years to come, I hope. So I think Energy Queensland's biggest achievement to date has been the line replacement at Injune. That line has been historically a really poor performer for us and compromised the supply to the whole Injune community, which covers a fair area up there. The conductor was the primary issue there, and it would fail in storms multiple times a year, and then would also be a real dangerous undertaking for our crews to rejoin. So the fact that these poles have contributed to us being able to replace that line in a really short period of time, but also really cost effectively, has been the primary achievement so far. The way that project has influenced our thinking about fibre poles is that it just shows that we can deliver major line replacement projects at a very reasonable cost and do the turnaround quickly and without needing to operate outside our normal processes. It's really aided that part of it. Plus we fully expect that we'll have a far longer duration of these poles than we do our standard timber, and so that's going to reduce our ongoing maintenance burden and our need to repair defects there for many decades to come. Our supply problem is definitely being addressed by the availability of these poles for certain. That was only part of the problem that we were trying to solve. The other part was efficiency of transport, so getting large volume of poles to our western areas. As our SWER networks are ageing out there, we're having to replace poles in big chunks on individual lines, so the ability to transport high volumes of poles on a single shipment, saving diesel, which is or what we're trying to do, be more environmentally conscientious. It's the efficiency for our field crews that is the big thing on that. So there's a multiple hour saving on each pole that we stand over our current practices, and that's what we're really focused on as the big benefit. There's significant environments that we're looking at. Western areas for the skinnier poles, because we can get them out there in such high volume on single loads, and it saves us a significant amount of money and effort based upon our current work practices. So that's a target for us. The other things we're looking at is using them potentially in place of some steel butted poles, where we put them in termite areas, and to prevent the fibre poles are obviously termite resilient, they're not going to chew into those, so that's a big bonus for us. And then our remote islands areas as well, so we have to barge our equipment and our vehicles over to those areas, like up around Thursday Island, So the idea that we can use our fibre poles up in that area, they're way easier and lighter to transport up there, and we can just have them sitting around for however long it takes until we need them without the fear of them, corroding or being eaten by termites. Probably my proudest moment or proudest thought about it all is the fact that they've been so well received by the field crews who've actually laid hands on them. There's often and regularly some concern from people who haven't used the product. Once they've used the product and stood it and worked on it, there's been almost universally accepted as being a really significant step forward. So pretty proud that we're introducing something that's really helping the field crews and making their jobs easier. The advice I would give would be to reach out to people who are already using the fibre poles. We went and spoke to Essential Energy at length, and they were fantastic in the way they dealt with us and the information they provided us. So some of their primary messaging was like, don't think too much about them, just use them as you currently use your timber poles and make them work for you. So that was really, really helpful for us. Eased our mind about the complexity we might have been facing with the introduction of the poles.